Pavan Khaitan ji. And the main source of inspiration for this very specific course on barrier coating, my dear friend Alexey Vishal, Vice President of IPTA, SVR Krishnan ji, and a very dynamic Secretary General of IPTA, Goyal Saab, eminent speakers from all across the globe who have come to share their thoughts on this topic. Past President IPTA, Dr. Ashok Kumar ji, Anil ji, my dear friend Ashraf, who has come all the way from Vapi, and he will also be sharing his thought during subsequent sessions. In fact, in the first session itself, again, another friend, Pankaj Agarwal from Muzaffarnagar, and my dear friends from the industry. Friends, when Alexey called me up a few months ago, I don't remember exactly when, but I think within this year itself, I think it was in January sometime, when Alexey gave me a call. And we have been talking on this topic for almost last 3 to 4 years. And I remember when we had our first talk, it was during the COVID time. And Alexey said, Pavan, I'm totally free, I'm at home, we can connect online. And we had maybe a few hours long meeting on this particular topic. So so he remembered me because of that. And he discussed with me that this is a course which Alexey has been conducting, all across the globe for the last 2 to 3 years in various countries. And he said that I think there is huge potential in India, and how can we conduct this particular course in India? And the very first name, Anilji, that came to my mind was Mr. Goyal. I said that this is the only platform which can conduct this course in a manner which is befitting for our international faculty's stature. And the way they want this to be conducted, the kind of audience they would want in this particular course, only IPTA can provide this platform. So thank you so much, Pavanji, Krishnanji, and Mr. Goyal for agreeing to conduct this course. Friends, we are running a bit late in time. I'll just take maybe a few minutes, Mr. Goyal. 15 minutes? So Mr. Goyal has been always very kind to me. So friends, let me briefly tell you the current status of Indian paper industry. And Mr. Pavan Khaitan has already mentioned about various aspects related to this particular course and its overall medium and long-term impact and the need of this course for the Indian paper industry. The current situation is, in terms of raw material, our dear friends from other parts of the world, let me tell you, in India we have all the 3 raw materials. We have wood available, we have agricultural residue, which is quite specific to India. Very few countries in the world today make paper from agricultural residue. And the third is recycled fiber. So when I joined industry, Ashok ji, it was 1/3 wood-based paper mills, 1/3 agro-based, and 1/3 recycled fiber-based, around 30 years ago, but no more. This whole pie has been totally skewed now, and Ashraf bhai, to your pleasant surprise, pleasant I say because you also belong to that recycled fiber-based segment. So 71% is recycled fiber-based paper today in the country, whether it be paper or board put together, combined. And agro is just 7%. So that makes it 78%. And the balance 22% is wood-based. So that's how it is. But let me mention one thing. I think our master of ceremony, in her inaugural thing, she mentioned about, cutting of forests. Friends, in India, the wood-based industry, that is 22%, they are making paper from wood, which is sourced more than 90% from agricultural fields. Only 10% is being sourced from the forests. And that too, those trees which fell and which are being auctioned by respective departments, forest departments in various states, only that 10% comes to the paper mills. The rest 90% is being produced by farmers in their agricultural fields. So it is also a biomass, a bioproduce. So, to put in right perspective, and many a times I have said this in the past couple of years, paper industry has started to get its due recognition now. Its due place under the sun. And why do I say so? Because of two main reasons. Because now, paper industry has been widely acknowledged that our raw material as well as our products, both are environmentally friendly and sustainable. Friends, look at the raw materials. We use wood, which is procured, as I said, 90% from agricultural fields. It is an agro-produce, so it is sustainable. Then again, agricultural produce, as you all know, bagasse coming from sugar mills, wheat straw coming from agricultural fields again. And what kind of menace this stubble burning is creating in our Delhi capital, Delhi NCR, the capital of India. So we all know that what kind of service paper industry is doing by converting this into paper. So again, that is environmentally friendly. And recycled fiber, we all know by its very nature, this is again environmentally friendly. So all the three raw material are biodegradable, biocompostable, and 100% recyclable. So all the three raw material. So environmentally friendly and sustainable. And then now look at our products. By very nature, whatever we produce, again, it is biodegradable, biocompostable, and 100% recyclable. Can you think of any other industry on this planet which can boast of all these two things? All the raw materials being 100% environmentally friendly and all the products being 100% environmentally friendly. Friends, that is the paper industry. We should all feel proud of being associated with this very industry. And that is why I say that today we have got the due recognition now. And as Pawanji rightly mentioned, today when you look at the alternate, not only technically feasible alternate, but also economically viable alternate to single-use plastic, it is only paper. But having said that, a lot needs to be done. It is not a low-hanging fruit, my friends. We have to really work hard, to move in that direction. And that is why this particular course on barrier coating. I know in the last 5 years, Anilji, lot of paper mills in India, whether it be board manufacturers or paper manufacturers, they have been working in isolation. And I would emphasize the word in isolation to adopt some kind of technology to do offline barrier coatings, different kind of coatings, so as to compete with single-use plastic. They have been working, I know that, with some success also. But then the time has come when we have to make all the concerted effort to produce the products which are desired by the brand owners. And how do we do that? So friends, we are privy to some of the, have lot of discussions with some of the brand owners in the last couple of years. Since we have put up this machine, I would like to go into details of that. That is one of its kind in India. And that has been particularly installed to produce coated papers that would be able to replace single-use plastic for flexible packaging application. And this machine is being supplied by one of the renowned suppliers in the world today, from end to end. And it has got online coating stations, online super calendaring, and all kind of stuff. And good coating color kitchen, and all those things are available. But then we have to work out the chemistry of applying barrier coating. It is not an easy job. It needs a lot of permutations and combinations. So first of all, we will have to change our mindset. Whatever we produce, we can sell, will not do. What customer wants, what brand owners want in terms of functionality, we'll have to produce that. And how do we do that? We'll have to look at the complete system. And a good news, even if we don't have those features in our machine which can produce this kind of papers, we can always add on those features, those equipment. And number two, we can always put those equipments offline. Don't mind if you don't have online coating. Don't mind if you don't have online calendaring. you can always put offline all these things. But as I mentioned earlier, we have to have a good mindset for that. To start with, we have to have a good R&D facility. And when I say R&D facility, please don't misunderstand me. This R&D facility, please don't misunderstand with quality control facilities, with laboratories. No, sorry. When I say R&D facilities, in true sense, the R&D facilities. We have to have a few collaborations. We have to find a few partners. And that is why, again, this particular seminar, this particular course, where you can collaborate, where you can discuss, where you can network. With whom? With chemical suppliers, number one. There are several companies worldwide and in India which are working very diligently to produce chemicals, water-based chemicals, environmentally friendly chemicals for these coating applications. So we have to collaborate with them. Number two, we have to collaborate with the machinery manufacturers, with those coater manufacturers who can, give us the solution for applying right kind of coatings in the right manner on our substrate, paper substrate. Number three, we have to collaborate with the converters. And we don't have many converters in India. All the converters are used to running plastic substrate on their converting lines. All those in India. There are more than hundreds. But they are very, very cautious of the fact that paper is coming in. They want to try paper on their converting lines. So we have to collaborate with them. We have to understand their requirement. What kind of strength properties do they need? What kind of stretch do they need? What problems they can encounter while switching from plastic substrate to paper substrate. We have to collaborate with these converters. And lastly, and most importantly, we have to collaborate with the brand owners. I won't like to name anybody over here, but there are several FMCGs, several pharma companies who are looking for this kind of solution. Bio-based solution, fiber-based solution. And let me tell you, without again naming, there are a few companies, top companies, FMCG companies, which have given some kind of date, timeline, to switching over from plastic flexible packaging to fiber-based flexible packaging, and they don't say 100% fiber-based. Alexei, this is a good thing. They are a bit, they are giving some relaxation to us. Everybody wants to move cautiously, step by step. So what they say? Some of them say 90% fiber-based, and then 10% could be any other material, maybe plastic also. And then somebody says 95%. Very few are saying 100%, but the time will come very soon, within next 5 years, when you will say these companies will be coming forward and asking for 100% fiber-based solutions. They will be getting rid of plastic 100%. No plastic at all. But then friends, one thing I would like to, I'm so very happy to see so many people attending this course. Mr. Goyal, I was not expecting this kind of attendance. This is really, a good sign for the Indian paper industry that so many people are taking interest in this particular field. Friends, today you may say that we don't have any requirement from any of the brand owners. None of the brand owners have approached us. Many of the companies are sitting over here. Let me tell you, if there will be a solution available in the country, these brand owners will automatically come to us. Today we don't have a solution, a technically viable solution available. A technically feasible and economically viable, let me put it that way. Technically feasible, economically viable solution is not available today. And it is not far off. And again, a good thing, those additional equipment, they are not very time consuming. They are not really, to such a magnitude, that it will take years to put, and we can do it very fast. And the converters, the good thing, the good news, as I mentioned, the converters are ready to switch over. Some of them have already made arrangements. Many of you would be knowing it, who are actively involved. I don't want to take names, but I know. Some of the companies are really actively involved. They have put offline quotas. They are working in this direction. So friends, once the solution is there, once the product has been developed, let me tell you, demand will really come automatically, and it will grow, I'm pretty sure, in double digit. Let me tell you, in double digit. Friends, the conventional segments are going down. Whoever is producing fine paper, graphic paper, writing and printing paper, please note this. This is going to decline. May not be in India for next 3, 4, 5 years, because our literacy rates are still rising, pretty low. Our consumption overall is pretty low. But believe me, the times are not far when we'll see, decline in the growth of these graphic papers. So which segment is growing? It is packaging. Whether it be rigid packaging in terms of board and craft, or flexible packaging, and the hygiene papers, tissue, cup stocks, the hygiene papers, and lastly those industrial grades. That is on the rise, that is increasing. We have to understand the pulse of the industry, friends, otherwise we will perish. Believe me. One last thing I would like to mention over here on the raw material front. And I have, for the sake of repetition, I have said this many a times before, but I would like to share with you, with this audience, that it is not a good situation that 71% of our industry is based on recycled fiber. And virgin fiber is only 29%. Why? Because this is the virgin fiber which is giving you the recycled fiber. And we have to work in one more direction. Please, whoever falls in this audience, in this 71% category, whoever falls, please be cautious. Because you are importing from 25% to 75% of your raw material. You are importing. Ashraf, I think that is, if you agree with that, between 25 to 75% you are importing. And this is adding undesired volatility to your system, in your system. You cannot afford to do that. So we have to work collectively for, collection, for improving our collection of waste paper also. We cannot just keep on making paper, because this import of raw material is going to become very, very difficult in times to come. Because in developed countries also, they have brought some laws wherein they have asked their industries to recycle some of their products. So they have started increasing their the percentage of recycled fiber. So availability of recycled fiber is going to become a challenge. Please note this. So we have to work hard to improve the collection rates in India, which are less than 50%. And the global figure, this figure in developed economies in Europe, in America, is more than 70%. Europe figure, I know, 74%. So we have to work in that direction also, because ultimately we need fiber. If fiber won't be there, whatever we do, we cannot really be viable. And couple of last things. Whatever technology we adopt, friends, I always say one thing: technology always pays. Please go for the best of the available technologies. Please don't go for second, third, or fourth line of technologies, please. Mind you, times have gone when we can always manage our product quality with even inferior qualities, with inferior assets. So please look into that aspect as well. And one last thing from my side, we have to be, when I say that our raw material is 100% environmentally friendly and our products are also 100% environmentally friendly, I would like to put a word of caution again here, that can we say the same about our processes? Yes or no? We can't say the same about our processes. We have to make our processes also environmentally friendly and sustainable. All the manufacturing processes. How can we do that? Again, rebuilding our systems, our lines, in line with the modern requirement, in terms of water consumption, in terms of chemical consumption, in terms of overall consumption of resources, in terms of emitting our, air and polluting water, all that, we have to be very, very careful. Because regulatory bodies are continuously working hard to make laws more stringent. So we have to work in that direction also. So friends, having said that, I would say that we have very good times. We have got very exciting times in our hand. These are really good times. And lot of potential, lot of opportunity. India is a huge market of 1.4 billion people. A huge market. Everybody is eyeing Indian market. And we should take this full advantage of this growing market, a new generation, the young market. Our population is young, as you all know. So their aspirations are also very different. They don't want to really use, not environmentally friendly products. They all want environmentally friendly products, even if at a higher cost. So let us take advantage of that. I'm so very thankful to the whole team of IPTA for inviting me in this great course and giving me such an honor. Thank you so much, gentlemen over here. And I'm so very happy that you have come in such a big number. I wish you all the very best to take some few takeaways from this course and implement it in your industries in whatever best possible way you can. Thank you so much. Thank you. Namaskar.